Hello there, guys. Welcome to another episode on the Students of Life podcast. My name is Akosia Pepra, and this podcast focuses on a journey through our life, along with a special focus on holistic wellness. So, this episode today is going to be on destiny relationships. Um, I'll call it kind of like the Valentine's Day special kind of thing, but I really want to talk about when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love. And if you've even following this podcast for a while, you know that I usually talk about things from a different perspective. And if you're kind of new, then you'll find out today. So it's not going to be like the regular kind of conversations around love or stuff, you know. Right now, like within like the stage we're in right now, like in our world, and specifically in our generation, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of talks, there's a lot of questions around love, relationships, and things like that. And you have a lot of people who always talk about their heartbreaks, who always talk about how they don't believe in men, or some people don't believe in girls anymore, and all these different things. And the reason why we are in that stage right now, where it's like love is something that's like so negatively talked about, is because a lot of people have been walking themselves into relationships anyhow. And that's basically what I'm going to be focusing mainly on today. A lot of people have walked themselves into relationships that they wasn't called to be in. And they're pretty much like giving their all and everything, and then it's gone absolutely sour. And the reason for is that a lot of people don't know their assignment. A lot of people don't know their purpose here. And each and every one of us have our assignment here. There was something that was buried inside of us to come here onto this planet here, and then for it to then be birthed out, to grow out. And because a lot of people don't know what that is, they just kind of do anything. They just roam about anyway, and they just fall into different things anyhow. And then many problems are birthed into the world. If a lot of people understood their assignments early on in life, or like, you know, just got to know it some way, somehow, there'll be less problems, I believe, in the world. And because we don't know, we just freeballing everything. And when you're walking in confusion, there will always be problems, either you like it or not. What I want to really tell you today is before that you enter into a relationship, before you get all into this lovey-dovey stuff, right? Especially for Valentine's Day, you see a lot of things going on about love, content, everything about love. You see things on social media. You might even, you know, some people will even force themselves into relationships before Valentine's so they can say they have a Valentine. They'll get into relationships just to say that they have somebody, right? And before you do that, I want you to ask yourself, what is my assignment? What am I here to do? What is the reason why I'm here? What has God placed inside of me? When you know what you're here to do, you wouldn't walk into just any relationships, even friendships as well. You wouldn't just walk into any kind of relationships. And how to know what you're here to do, again, it goes back to the same thing with like connected back to God and to having a relationship with God, right? When you know what you're here to do, you will look for someone and you will pray for God to give someone who will help you along the journey. The reason why certain relationships are able to stick and people build this thing of like, you know, they're in relationships and it's like everything is so fruitful. They've been together for like 30 years and it's so fruitful. It doesn't mean it's simple, because no relationship is simple, but it's just fruitful. And you look at them and it's like, it looks so much like destined. And even though people don't believe in those things anymore, there are people out there who are like that, who have lived that. You might not see them on social media all the time, but there are those relationships there. And that's because they were destined for that. But within our generation, people get into relationships because they like the way the person looks. They have breasts, they have bum, they like their skin, they talk nice, they like their height, they look handsome, they have money, they come from a rich family, wherever. We can go along the list of why people date people nowadays. And when you do that, you're literally delaying your destiny being filled. You're literally delaying it completely. And once you know what you're here to do, you'll be very, very careful of who comes in. And most of the times, right, if you already have a relationship with God and you've built that and he's let you know like what you're here to do, when somebody comes at you, and you will know that this person is not it. So you won't even bother at some point when you're all into it. What I need you to start doing, in case you haven't already, is to stop jumping into things and jump into relationships because of like reasons of the surface reasons. And start going into a relationship because somebody's destined. They are part of your destiny. They're part of like what you're here to do. And when somebody you're with who is part of what you're here to do, trust me, it flows. You will know. You will know. And if you don't know, you ask, God will show you. And I'm talking from experience. I'm not just talking from, just want to talk about it. No, I'm talking from experience. What I'm talking about today, right, is something I got put in my heart. Because I actually wanted to do a different episode for Valentine's Day. And I prayed about it and everything. It took me like a couple of weeks, and God said, no, we're not doing that. This is what we're doing. I want you to talk about how important that I need my people to start getting into relationships, marriages and stuff, right? Not just because of surface things. They need to be attached to destiny, because I put some great things inside some people and they're just delaying it and they're just blocking it because of the people they've decided to align themselves with, who is not people that have been sent into their lives to align with. So now their destiny has just been shut off, delayed, because they just decided to jump into anything. There's so many women who have gotten married and their grace, their glory that God put on them, right, has been cut off. Their anointing has been cut. It's been blocked. Now they are home feeding 3 kids, and that is all they know. They don't know anything else. And if you ask them, and they go to church and everything, right, some of them, and they will tell you, oh, I don't know myself anymore. I feel like when I was in my youth, I was doing this, I was doing that. It's because you've lost your sense of self. You lost a sense of self. You've gone into a relationship, gotten married, and now you think that this is what it is. And then so many women will just be so completely lost. You see some women in a relationship, they've even got married, they're just in a relationship. And then they're not even themselves anymore. They've gotten so lost in it that now their whole validation and everything of this, it belongs to this man. It's vice versa too. There's men who also go into relationships or get married and the same thing happens to them. Their glory and their anointing is completely cut off, delayed. Because you forgot to consult God along the way. And if you're watching right now, you're listening to me, you're like, oh my God, I think this is me. I'm sitting in this marriage and I really feel lost, but I know that I was destined for greater things. I know that this is not it. I know that I wasn't just made to just be this and just be in this job and be married to this man and just have kids and that's it. I know there's something else attached to my desk. I know it. Or in a relationship, maybe you're not married yet, but you really feel it. As a man, you're like, this is not the woman. Or if this is, but something here is not right. I need you to get on your knees tonight and consult God about it. God, is this relationship destined? Is this something that is supposed to come? Is this relationship what you have arranged? Because when God gives you that kind of destiny where it's like it's really high and you're a very anointed person. But love, God, love, grace. And he wants to use you. He's not going to just bring anybody. He's going to bring people into your life and a person into your life, right? Who is going to feel you, like literally fool you. So that when you two come together, it's unbreakable. When you come together, right? This person's destiny is being fulfilled. This one's also is being fulfilled because it's like intertwined. And everything you do starts to flow like a river. Every idea that you have, you see how it intertwines, how everything just works. But if you don't move like that and you just move with the surface level things and you just want to, get intuition for whatever reasons and you're just here just blinded, you're forgetting that, I have a calling on my life. Like whatever I'm called to do, there's something for me. In the next 10 years, you're going to look back and be like, damn, oh God, I made the wrong mistake. And a lot of people, right, they've made that mistake and they know it. Even if they don't say it, because now they're in the relationship, they're already in the marriage and they don't want to come out of it. They know. Some men, they know that, damn it. They know that they made a wrong turn. But maybe they can't come out of it, like, they're just there with the kids and they're just there. And if that is you as well, it's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late. Nothing is ever too late for God, to be honest with you. And if you're a woman, you're like you're in a marriage and you're like, God, I feel like I've lost it all. I've lost myself. This was not the story. This is not what you said. This is not a promise that you gave me. This is not it. Some people saw themselves when they were 15 doing great things, and now like they look at their life, they're now in their 50s and they're like, what's going on? They're now in their 30s and like, what is it? They're 20s and they're like, what is this? They've lost the mark. And most of the times the devil has a way of like, blocking you. Sometimes he knows that you're too smart to do things that is bad. So he will give you things like, that is good. So you think, oh, this is good, sir. And you're going, and that's it. But you forgot that right and good is two different things. God doesn't do what's good, he does what's right. So something can feel good, it can look good, it can be good, but is it right? Was that a right path? Or was it just a good path? Did it just look good to walk on? Did I just look good with this person? Or they look nice with me? We look good together. But were they the right person? Or are they right now standing next to you? Are they the right person? And if you're not married and you're still like, say where you can, duck easily, I need you to go down your knees and consult God about him so that you do not end up like a lot of people have within marriages. I know people personally who I know that they were destined. I know. And I look at them and I'm like, they just missed it. They missed it. They completely missed it. And even for them, it's not too late, but, And I don't want that to be, and God is telling me to come and tell you today that shouldn't be you, and it shouldn't be you. Lucky for you, you're getting a message early. You're getting it early. You're not getting it when you're maybe in your 40s, already married with 5 kids. You're getting it in your 20s. You're only 25, you're only 24, you're only 23, you're only 28. You're getting it early. You're not even married, you don't have no kids. You're getting it early. So now you don't have any excuse to make that mistake. Because whoever's listening to me right now, watching me or listening to me right now, what God wants to use you to do is too great for you to fall into relationships that are not destined. You are literally going to just like delay everything he has for you. And the thing you have to understand that sometimes it's not about you. The destiny is not about you. It's not about the glory that you will get or like how nice people look at you or how people will say your name everywhere in your face. No. It's about the glory that God will get from it and the things that he'll be able to use you to do, that he needs to use you to do. So when you're there just playing around and just playing about, he's like, you can't afford to do that, to make that kind of mistake. So I need you to hear it now. And then if you decide to go and be like, oh, I don't care, whatever, I'm still going to be doing the surface stuff, then that one, you between you and your God, because when you go up there, he's asking you questions like, you heard this message, but you didn't. Yeah, it's going to be a sticky one up there. I need my generation to stop thinking everything is to stop thinking so much in the flesh and start rising above to be in a spirit. I need my people to stop it. Stop living so much in the flesh. And I'm not saying it's easy. No, it's not easy. But I need people to start trying. Some people just don't try. I need my people to start trying a bit more, like really try. We need to leave that thing of, when people speak about love and relationships, it's so negative. And they're just blaming everyone around them and forgetting to take some accountability. I need us to leave that. Leave that. That should have even been left in 2023, but it seems like it wasn't. We need to leave that and step into something greater, something more positive, something better. Your destiny is too big for you to just end up in these messes. Your story is too big. Your testimony is going to be too wide, too much, for you to just end up in a relationship it's not destined for you. And that's what I'm here to tell you today. So when you're watching everybody on the internet maybe doing lovey and stuff and you're thinking, oh, I'm in a relationship yet. Or if you're out there trying to force a guy to be your Valentine or trying to force a girl to be your Valentine and stuff, and you're doing the most and spending all this money and stuff, so I want you to understand, but all this I'm doing right now, how would it benefit me in the next 5 years? Is this person destined? Like, is it destined to be part of my destiny? Like, are they going to be a helping hand? And one thing I also want you guys to understand is that when God created Adam, right, he created Eve to be his assistant. So Adam is in charge of all these things, right? And then Eve is there. If you're a man and you do not know where you're going, don't go and get somebody else's child and come and tell them to follow you. You're a man, you're the head. You don't know where you're going. You have no you have no road. You don't know where you're going. But you want to be, by force, you want to be in a relationship. Don't do that to somebody's child. Don't do that. Don't even do that to yourself. Figure out where you're going and where you want to go. So then when you figure it out and you have control, then you can bring somebody else's daughter into the car. Then now you know where you're going. So she can assist you to get there. Because that's what women we're here to do, to assist. We're not the head. Whoever tries to make it look like we're the head. We're not the head. We're like more of the neck. We're here to assist. And as a woman, you guys going in there, you're just going in there asking, what are we? Well, the question you should be asking is, what is your plan? You shouldn't be asking this guy, what are we? You should be asking, what's your plan? Where are you going in life? What is it? And once he starts starting, he doesn't know what's going on, he's just bluffing you. You're like, nah, you don't need me yet. You need a mentor. You need a mentor. You need a father. You need somebody to guide you, because you want me to hop into your car, but you don't know where you're going. You're trying to crush us all. And because the man doesn't know where he's going, and they'll get married in 10 years' time, and they have 3 kids after, then they're both crushed and just sitting in the church, like, just sitting there. And it's like, if somebody just woke up, if one of you could just be smart and just be like, nah, you don't know where you're going yet. You don't need me in your life right now. Yeah, we can be cool, but I'm not hopping into your car and jumping out with you when you're going to just go and crush us. I don't even know where you're going. Stop getting into a relationship with men who don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. And that's what I'm here to tell you today. I know some of you are going to be really upset with me. It's okay. I've accepted already. It's all right. It's a hard conversation to have. It's a hard thing to say to people. It's a hard thing to hear. But it's time for somebody said it. It's very quiet. Yeah, I can feel you. It's very, very quiet. Wherever you're sitting right now, wherever you're like, what did you just say? Some of you guys right now are just like, you're going to start thinking about your relationship you're in right now and going to be like, oh, God, maybe I made the wrong turn. It's not too late. Get out of it. And if you're married, maybe you can't, or whatever reasons. Like, I understand marriage is different. Marriage is a whole different ballgame. It's not late. God can still use you. God can still do what he needs to do with you. You just have to give yourself back up to him. Don't think that you're not a bin bag. You're not some trash. You can still be used for what you need to use for. You have 3 kids. You thinking your life has come to an end and you're stuck in a job you don't like. No. And that's what God wanted me to tell you guys today. And what he wanted to remind you in a month of, we will say love, a month of love. Yeah, he wanted me to remind you. And that's it for today. And I hope everything I said today, it really kind of strikes you. Because some of you it needs to strike you really hard. Stop making the wrong turns. And stop playing about with your life. Stop playing about with your life. It's not, you have one, stop playing about with it. So thank you very much. I hope that this definitely encouraged you, either educated or inspired you in one way or another. Maybe scared you a little bit too. But thank you very much for staying all the way to the end. And if this is not for you, it's for somebody else, share it with other people. If you're listening to me right now on Apple or Spotify, follow the show, leave a review. And if you are watching me on YouTube, definitely subscribe, share with other people, like comment and all the way through. I'm very, very thankful for staying all the way to the end and for being a part of the journey. I'll see you guys very soon. Mwah.